I got into hockey at a young age. I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. My dad played hockey all of his life, so at a young age we got out on the pond. Started skating around, learning to skate before I grabbed the stick and started shooting some pucks into the net. 3 years, probably 3 years old. My dad grew up with four brothers. They all played hockey together. They lived on a lake, so I mean, every day after school, they invite their buddies over in their neighborhood and play hockey. So my dad got me into that at a young age, and he wanted me to follow along in those footsteps. I grew up with no brothers, so I couldn't play with them, but I played with other kids in my neighborhood as well. And it was just one of those things my dad loved doing, his dad loved doing it. He just kind of passed it along to me. And I probably started playing goalie at the age of 10 to 12. Back when I was like really young, probably starting at like 5. Once I threw on the pads for the first time, never wanted to take them off. I mean, I like making the big saves, the flashy saves, but the responsibility that comes in being a goalie is huge. Your team counts on you and you have to live up for the big moments, and I just like the big moments. Just doing that for your team is something to be proud of. Being a backup goalie, I don't think of it as much. It's tough to be a backup goalie. I mean, you don't get a lot of games, but you got to treat it the same way. You always got to work hard in practice because you're eventually going to get that time to get in net there and get in a game. I just know that I got to work hard and earn my time. I can't take a drill off in practice. I always got to work my hardest, work my best, and do my best to get the players motivated, get my coaches motivated, hopefully get me a net there.
Adam is a senior playing in his last year for Grand Valley's D2 ice hockey team. He backs up starting goalies Dylan Knox and Jared Maddox. He is waiting to play in his first game since his freshman year.
He's, again, really good kid. You know, he sat right next to me the entire year, and we talked a lot about just different stuff, you know, goalie stuff. And it was always cool because he was just a kid that, you know, liked to have a good time, and he always had a really good sense of humor. And he was always, you know, just really into the team and for the boys is, you know, obviously the cliche saying. Gotta love his glove, which my glove was half as good as that. And so as a goalie, it would definitely be that. I was a big fan.
I like to say I have good vision. I like to wiggle around and try to find that opening just so I can always have my eyes on the puck at all times. Like the glove hand too. The glove hand are always my favorite types of saves, so I always try to work on my hand-eye and make sure that nothing's beating me on my glove hand as well.
What can you improve on, you think, personally?
Probably my 5-hole. Sometimes I try to worry about where guys are shooting rather than my 5-hole. Sometimes that lack of concentration, guys can beat me there.
In hockey, the 5-hole is the gap between a goaltender's legs, and one of the most vulnerable positions for any goalie, and one that Adam struggles with and must improve on in order to start. After an 11-2 win over Michigan State the night before, Adam and the team head to East Lansing, and Adam gets to dress for the game.
You kind of get the nerves, get the jitters out before the game when you're sitting on the bench visualizing on the game and how it's going to go. But once it's game time, once you're out there for warm-ups, you're just dialed in. You're focused about stopping the puck. I don't know, I mean, I've attended games when I was younger, get to see Michigan State play, and it's just an honor to play there.
Even though Adam gets to dress, he does not get the start as he backs up goalie Dylan Knox. Grand Valley leads 2-1 going into the second period. But that doesn't last for long, with Michigan State tying it up 2-2. Tempers start to heat up. After a hard-fought game, Grand Valley comes out on top and sweeps the weekend series.
We'll grab that net, we'll form the blue lines. Puck's here, we're going 2-on-2 in the neutral zone.
There are only 2 games left in the regular season, and both are against number 1 ranked Aquinas. Adam is still seeking his first game.
We control our own destiny, and we keep fucking winning out like we did this past weekend. The rest figures itself out. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, boys.
Let's go, boys. Ready, shot, 3, 1, 2, 3, players!
Only one game remains, and this is Adam's last chance to get the start.
It was a big game because we needed this game. It was our senior night. Needed to play well for the seniors. It was also the game right before playoffs. We got smoked the night before and kind of wanted this momentum to go into playoffs to make sure we were going in there on a high note.
I went over to the locker room and I was like, oh, this is probably a good chance. Like, if I was the coach, I would have played Goose. And so I went over to the locker room and I asked, Carl, I was like, hey, what's the goalie situation for today? And he said Goose is getting his first start, and he said you're gonna back him up. And I was like, all right, sounds good to me. Thanks, coach.
Again, just like any other day, come to the rink, ready to go, prepared to play a game. So I'm like, all right, time to get into my gym clothes and stretch, get ready to get on the ice. And by the time we warm up, stretch.
Then, the lineup.
You got laser? Cam? Yeah! Pulaski? Danny? Yeah! And Goose?
Hey, out of the way, Goose! Oh, man, I was just excited. I mean, been working hard all season for the moment to come, and it was finally here. first goal they got to make it 2-1 was probably the one goal of the night that I wanted to have back. It was kind of a momentum shifter for them. I don't let goals get to me. I mean, if a goal scores, a goal scores. I mean, the puck's getting dropped, and you have a chance to win still, so it's time to let that go because that goal already counted up on the scoreboard, so you've got to be ready to make the next save. Five minutes left. I mean, it was kind of starting to hit me like, all right, like it's time to step up here.
With a goal in the last 3 minutes of the game, Grand Valley forces it to go into overtime. Both goalies step up, and the game officially ends in a tie, according to the ACHA rules. But with bragging rights on the line, both coaches agree to go into a shootout to see who would win. What's going through your mind the closer they get?
It's got to be, holy shit, I hope they don't score.
Try and look at their eyes and see where they're looking, whether they're a right or left-handed shot,
Take a quick glance at his hands. Are they open? Are they closed?
if their stick is in shooting position,
You're watching the puck. You're watching like where it's sitting on its stick.
their hips, if they're low to the ground, close to the puck, close to their hands. I mean, they're in prime position to shoot and score, so all those play a factor in stopping the puck, and you just gotta always be aware and always focus about all those things, because if one of those things slip, I mean, that might just make or break a goal getting in the net. I mean, I was just happy, like, ended on a good note. Like, I didn't go in there and get shelled, gave up 10, or got pulled. Like, went in there and competed against a very good hockey team and came out with the tie. And I worked hard all year. I prepared myself for that moment for the last 2-3 years. So I knew the big time was coming, and it came, and it worked out pretty well for me.
Can you talk about what's going through your mind?
And I was just proud of myself. Made my teammates proud, my family proud. That's about it before I start crying right now. It was just a great day.